Virgin Voyages just got done trialing its brand new Drink Like a VIP unlimited drinks package aboard the Valiant Lady in March, April, and May of 2025. This could fundamentally change the way we sail with Virgin Voyages. But is this the upgrade that we've been looking for, or is this just another clever cruise line money grab? Well, in today's video, we are going to break down every single detail that we know about this cruise line package so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. So if you want, stick around to the very end. I am going to give you my personal take on whether or not I think this is a good idea for Virgin Voyages. But without further ado, let's get right into it. I've been traveling nonstop since I was 16, so I figured, why not start a YouTube channel? Welcome to Jetlag John. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you know Virgin Voyages like I do, you know they pride themselves on disrupting the cruise industry. No buffets, no forced formal nights, and a bar tab system that broke the mold of traditional cruise line drink packages. But the number one question I always get is, bar tab is nice, but why don't they have an unlimited drinks package? Well, it seems like they've been listening because they just finished trialing their Drink Like a VIP unlimited drinks package on the Valiant Lady in March, April, and May of 2025. And the details are pretty fascinating. And in today's deep dive, we're not just going to scratch the surface, we're going to get into all of those details to see if this might be a good fit for you or not. All right, first things first. What exactly is the Drink Like a VIP package? Well, let's get granular. The trial price for this drinks package was $95 per person per night. And this included all your beverages up to $20 in value. But what does that really mean? Well, take your signature cocktails, for example. We're talking your popcorn old fashioned, or the mezcal Negroni at Pink Agave. These usually run $15 to $18. Because they're below that $20 threshold, those are included. It also includes a huge list of wines, and not just house wines, but a wide variety of reds, whites, and rosés that, if you look at the per glass cost, usually runs about $14 to $16. Of course, all beers are also included, but it's the hidden value that is the key to this package. It's your morning latte from the Grounds Club. It's the midday fresh pressed juice from the juice bar. That is also covered. Those can usually add $10 to $15 per drink to your bill every single day. All right, now for the most important rule, which I am calling the golden handcuffs. If one person in your cabin buys the drink package, every other adult in that cabin must also purchase it as well. Now, this is not unique to Virgin Voyages. In most cases, whether you're on Carnival or Royal Caribbean, they do something very, very similar. But let's be crystal clear about what this actually means. Imagine you and the person you're sailing with are in a cabin for 7 nights. You love cocktails, you plan on enjoying the nightlife, but the person you're with may only have 1 glass of wine with dinner and is happy with the free coffee that they get up in the galley. With this rule, your total isn't just $95 per day, it's $190 per day for your cabin. That's $1,330 for your entire sailing. Suddenly, that person you're sailing with, their glass of wine is really costing you a fortune. This rule is the single biggest factor that will make or break the value proposition for couples or groups that are sailing and looking to get this unlimited drinks package. No matter what kind of person you are, there is a drinks program for you on Virgin Voyages. Now remember, the Drink Like a VIP package is still in its trial stages. They're not sure how or what that's going to look like, if or when they roll it out to their entire fleet. But if there is the option between Bar Tab and the Drink Like the VIP package, here is some things to take into consideration. The Bar Tab's secret weapon is that it can be used to buy things like bottles of champagne, which is not covered under the drinks package. Even a glass of Moet champagne on board Virgin Voyages is going to cost you $25, which is above that $20 price limit. So you're going to have to pay out of pocket for your champagne anyway. Now, the Drink Like a VIP package does not include those full bottles of champagne or those drinks that are more than $20. However, it may encourage you to step outside your comfort zone a little bit, try a new drink that you would never pay $18 for, and potentially discover a new favorite. All right, in theory, that $95 per day unlimited drinks package sounds great, especially since it includes things like your specialty coffee and your fresh press juices. However, let's run some numbers to see if we can really break that $95 per day target. All right, so scenario number one, we are going to call the ultimate sea day. It's a glorious day at sea. You're not getting off the ship. Can you make the package worth it? Well, let's see. Let's say at 9 o'clock, you get a large oat milk latte from the Grounds Club. That's gonna run you about $6. You get a glass of fresh pressed green juice. That's gonna run you about $10. A pina colada at the pool is going to run you about $15 at around $12:30. And then at 2:30, you're gonna have another pina colada while you're at the pool. You might grab a beer while you are watching a show at the Roundabout. That's gonna run you about $8. Maybe get a glass of Prosecco before dinner at 7 o'clock. That's gonna run you about $12. A nice glass of Malbec with your steak is gonna cost you about $16 for dinner. You get an old fashioned while you're watching a show. That's gonna run you about $17. Maybe a spicy margarita at the Manor while you're dancing. That's gonna be another $16. And so finally, your total is $115. So the verdict for an ultimate sea day is yes, this is a success. We've met that $95 per day limit. And even though on a lazy but full day on the ship, you have easily surpassed the break point and are now in the profit zone when it comes to the unlimited drinks package. All right, scenario number two. You are in the beautiful port of Santorini and you are there from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. This is the package's biggest challenge. So before you get off the boat, you maybe grab a quick espresso at the Grounds Club Cafe. That's gonna run you about $4. Now, you're spending 9 a.m. maybe until early evening, 7 o'clock, out exploring the port. Now, keep in mind, when you're out exploring the port, you're still going to need to grab lunch or dinner, or maybe a coffee or a snack, or one of those amazing Italian pastries out there. So you're going to be spending money anyway out in the port, on top of the money that you've already spent on top of your drinks package. So let's say you get back to the ship and around 10:30, you're exhausted, but you want to grab a nightcap and you get a single glass of whiskey, which is going to run you about $15. Your total for this day that goes towards your drink package is only $19. So this is a failure if you have a lot of port days. You paid $95 worth of drinks. On a port-heavy itinerary day, this package could be a massive waste of money. So don't fall into that trap either. All right, so we've covered kind of both extremes when it comes to the drinks package. Let's find a little bit more middle ground when it comes to how people spend their time on the ship and in port. So we're gonna try and be a little bit more balanced. Maybe you get off the ship for a few hours in the morning, but then are back on the boat for the rest of the day. At 8:30, you grab a cappuccino and an orange juice that's gonna run you about $15. You go out into port and you go grab a couple lunch, or maybe a light snack, or maybe ice cream at an ice cream parlor, something like that while you're out there. Again, spending money off the ship that doesn't count towards your prepaid drinks package. You get back on the ship about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you head to the dock house for an Aperol Spritz. That's gonna run you about $14. You get a glass of wine while you're playing trivia. That's gonna run you about $12. You get 2 glasses of wine with a long dinner at the wake. That's gonna run you about $28. And you get a final cocktail at On the Rocks while you're listening to some live music. That's gonna run you about $17. So your total for this part of the package is actually gonna be $86. So the verdict, again, you fell short. Even on a day where you have 5 alcoholic drinks plus coffee and juice, you still didn't quite break even. This demonstrates that you need to be consistently drinking at a fairly high volume in order for this package to really work. Okay, so what scenario do you think you would fall into? One where you're out exploring, you're taking everything into consideration, or are you somebody that's gonna stay on the ship and do a lot of drinking for the day? It really is up to you. Let me know in the comment section which one of these scenarios best applies to you and the way you would use this drinks package on board Virgin Voyages. Okay, so we've weighed the pros and cons, we've done the math, and we've decided to go for this unlimited drinks package. How do we make sure we're getting the maximum value out of this package? Well, welcome to the strategy session, because that's exactly what we're gonna cover. Here are a few tips that I would take into consideration if I was evaluating whether or not the Drink Like a VIP package was worth it. Number 1, audit your itinerary. Before you click that buy button, count your sea days versus your port days on your itinerary. If you have a sea-heavy cruise like a transatlantic, unlimited drinks package actually looks pretty good. If you have port days every single day, the bar tab is almost always going to be the smarter choice. All right, tip number 2, drink the good stuff. This is your license to experiment and try and find something new. Don't just order the $8 beer because it's $8. Go for that single malt whiskey that you've always wanted to try. Ask the sommelier if there is a wine pairing while you're at dinner. Maybe order a more complex cocktail at On the Rocks while you're watching some live music. This is really how you elevate your experience and get financial value out of an unlimited drinks package exactly like this. All right, tip number 3, don't forget the freebies. Remember, this covers more than just your alcohol. Start every day with a premium coffee from the Grounds Club or a glass of fresh pressed juice, or grab a Red Bull with every meal. Those are small costs that add up and can really help you reach that $95 per day daily target. All right, tip number 4, beware of drink fatigue. This is a real thing. Don't feel pressured to overdrink just to get your money's worth. It's a vacation, not a competition. If you feel yourself forcing it, you've defeated the purpose of a relaxing trip. Please do not overindulge. This also will ruin the entire vibe. Nobody wants to spend their vacation in their cabin with a hangover because they drank too much. So please drink responsibly and do be aware of that drink fatigue. It is a real thing, and don't pressure yourself to overdrink. Okay, so what does this all mean for the future of drinking on Virgin Voyages? And why is Virgin even considering this when they have been a brand that has historically bucked the norms when it comes to traditional cruising? Well, I believe that there are 2 main reasons. The first is a competitive pressure. Almost every other cruise line offers some sort of unlimited drinks package, and for most sailors, that is a non-negotiable. And Virgin may be losing out on bookings because they don't offer some sort of unlimited drinks option as part of their sailings. The second reason is about capturing more revenue. Cruise lines know exactly how much they're going to make per person per day on an unlimited drinks package, making their revenue streams far more predictable, which is something that I think Virgin has been struggling with from a business perspective. All right, up until this point, Virgin Voyages has just been trialing this unlimited drinks package. They have not rolled this out to their entire fleet. In fact, they only opened it to rock stars and mega rock stars in March of 2025, and then opened it up to all people sailing on a Valiant Lady itinerary for the months of April and May 2025. So Virgin Voyages has just completed this trial period, and I'm sure they're analyzing a ton of the data around if they would be able to even support a rollout like this across their entire fleet. If Virgin Voyages does decide to move forward with some sort of unlimited drinks package, what might that look like? Well, I would not be surprised if we didn't see some sort of tiered system, maybe like a wine and beer package at a lower price point, and then the drink like a VIP as more of a premium tier. They're also going to have to take into consideration things like what they're going to do with Shake for Champagne, or anything for those drinks that cost more than $20. What about those people that like to get doubles? You get your Red Bull and a double shot of vodka. That's going to put you over that $20 maximum as well. So I think there's some things that Virgin is going to have to figure out. So it'll be really interesting to make sure that we understand exactly what they plan on doing and how they're going to accommodate kind of all of these unique scenarios that people really enjoy about Virgin Voyages. So the drink like the VIP package could be a game-changing upgrade for those thirsty sailors, but it could also be a potential budget buster for those that only drink moderately. It all comes down to your personal style, your cabin mate, and your itinerary. Now, I want to hear from you. This is a huge topic in the Virgin Voyages community, and I want your expert opinion. Get into the comments and let me know, based on your habits, would you buy this package for $95 a day? Or what is the maximum price that you would be willing to pay for an unlimited drinks package with Virgin Voyages? Do you want to see them keep Bar Tab as well? And for the couples out there, this all-in rule, is that a deal breaker or not? Your comments help everyone in this community make smarter travel decisions, especially when it comes to Virgin Voyages. If you found this deep dive helpful, please hit that like button. It truly does help my channel as I am trying to grow. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss any more of this Virgin Voyages news. You can bet that I will be here as soon as we know exactly how Virgin Voyages is going to move forward with their unlimited drinks package. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.